This is a brand new day. Don't leave it to the other man or to another day.
Take your life into your hands. Make it work out your way.
It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the
Number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goals.
on, everybody.
Good morning, Eric. Good morning. Let's go, Major, Lynette, Quentin. Beautiful. View Taiwan. Yes. Wow. Well, it's Valentine's Day, so number one, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. It's the 14th day of the month, and that means that half the month is gone. And so when we do our checkup this morning, it is from the perspective that 1.5 months out of the 12 months of this year have transpired, are gone, are in the books. There's nothing we can do about them. Wow. And if you're happy with the results you've been getting, woo! But if you're not, ooh, that means that this Friday checkup is critical because we have got to know where we are, where we want to go, to know what we have to do. We also have to know who we are and what we are about. You know, I was thinking, as we evaluate where we are right now, let's look at some characteristics that many of us have demonstrated that have, let's just say, impeded our progress towards the goals that we seek. One of the things that I find many of us do, we call it start and stop. We get a good idea, something we want to be, something we want to do. We'll have an idea for a book, an idea for a program, an idea for a project, an idea to make some money, a really, really great idea. And we'll start it with all the enthusiasm. And then something happens. You maybe hit a few bumps in the road. Life comes at you and interferes with what you're doing. But many of us who've done that, I know I've done it, and I'm sure many of you have done it, that whole start and stop mindset. Get a good idea, start working on it, but for some reason, you quit. And it may not even be an active quit. It's a passive quit. Like, what's a passive quit? A passive quit, one of the great examples of a passive quit is procrastination. You know, in other words, it's not that you don't think about the goal. It's not that you don't want to accomplish it. It's just that you never get started doing it. You keep putting off until tomorrow what should have been done yesterday. And so if you're guilty of that, and I know probably at different times in our lives we've all been guilty of it, but that's something to make note of. Starting and stopping. And I guess that another aspect of this is those who never complete anything. So you start, you don't stop, you just don't go. Okay? You never complete anything. And somehow any task that you set out to accomplish, if it does not get done, and if it's not right in front of you, it just sort of disappears. And you notice how projects that were really good, and you go like, wow, somebody will ask you, well, whatever happened to this project? Oh man, I hadn't thought about it. And so this is the kind of stuff right now that I want us to look at, because these are subtle ways that we undermine our own success, subtle ways that we undermine our own potential. And you have to ask yourself, why do I do that? Why do I keep starting and never get going? You know, it's like a airplane on the runway. You can have one of the most expensive and uh, airplanes filled with, like paying customers. I mean, one of those $billion airplanes, and with a tank full, and it's on the runway of life, and it goes around, and it goes down, and it turns around, and it goes another runway, and it turns around and goes another runway, and you look up, and it's been on every runway in the airport, and it's never gotten off the ground. Many of us live like that. Many of us live our lives with activity that does not lead to desired results. And activity includes inactivity, because inactivity is an action. So the one big category about all the things that we're talking about today is choice. Choice. Choice for what your goals are and how much energy you're going to put into it. Choice for what you do from moment to moment. Choice for how you use your most valuable asset, time. And so what's the underlying thing that's stopping many of us, that's slowing us down? I know I asked myself once when I was a young man, and seemed like I was going on I felt like a hamster. I would get on a project, and I'd be excited, and we'd go around, that wheel would go around and round and round, and then nothing. Then another project comes around, and the wheel goes round and round and round, and then nothing. And I had to ask myself, I'm like, well, why am I doing this? Why do I keep short-circuiting and undermining my own success? And that's a question now that I want you to really pay attention to, because if you're not getting the results that you want, that you say you desire, that are important to you, then that question has to arise, why am I not getting those results? Why do I snatch failure from the jaws of victory? There was a fella who was a runner, and he was like had such great potential. They were talking about him becoming a world-class runner, and maybe even going to the Olympics. And in the biggest race of his life, he took off, and it was kind of like that race that, the one in the Olympics where the name that will come to me, where the third leg, it was the women's relay. And either the second or the third leg, they put this power runner in there. And I heard many of the coaches saying, I don't know why he shouldn't have done that. She's a closer. But he put her on there in the second or the third leg of a four-legged relay race. And she ran so fast, she got so much separation, she almost lapped the entire group. So she was so far ahead in her leg that the next person could win easily. It wasn't even a contest. So when you have that level of desire, things can happen. So what happens? Why don't we do it? And there's something I want us to look inside and consider. If you are not getting the things that you say you want, then look inside and ask this question. Is there something inside, some emotion, some past experience, some past hurt, some past damage that has been done to my psyche, to my intellect, to my spirit? Is there something holding you down? Is there something saying you are not worthy of the success you're seeking? Wow. So that now is a key. That now might be that one question that can unlock the giant in you. That question might lead to that anchor, that thing that's been holding you down, keeping you back from flying and soaring and becoming the person you want to be. That lack of self-worthiness. And we often learn that as a child. We often learn that in our early years when we are being formulated, when the people around us may have their own issues, their problems, and whatever's going on in their minds and in their experience of life bleeds into you because you're living in that environment under their control. And so there may be that sense of unworthiness, and if you don't feel worthy of the dreams you are seeking, on a subconscious level, nobody gets up and says, oh man, I'm going to work real hard, but I don't really believe I'm going to make it. But if you have that sense of unworthiness inside, it's like an anchor holding you down. And maybe that's why you've been doing stop and start. Maybe that's why you have not completed things that you should have completed that would have brought you great results. Wealth, fame, all the things that you desire. So what's the conclusion today? The word today is drop it. Whatever is holding you back, drop it. Do you have to investigate what it is? You can get therapy. But really and truly, when you have an anchor, when your boat is an anchor, and there's an anchor holding a boat in place, you don't really have to analyze the value of the anchor or why the anchor is down, why the anchor has been put there. It may be helpful. I won't discount it. But I'm just saying this from an operational level. If you just cut the chain, cut the rope that's holding that anchor. And you cut the rope by reprogramming your mind based on where you want to go rather than based on where you've been. To reprogram your mind now. And with statements, those powerful I am statements. We have our 12 affirmation poster. 12 affirmations to live by. And pick out some affirmations from there or create your own affirmation. You may need a worthiness campaign. I am a worthy person. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of riches. I am worthy of good relationships. I am worthy of all the things that you desire. I'm a good person. Good things come to me every day. I do good things. I attract good people. To start reprogramming your mouth, that is how you cut the anchor. By reprogramming your mind. Your mind is under your control. You are the master of your mind. And so don't worry about what the anchor was. But let's cut that anchor and let's start to reprogram our minds. Saying all those I am statements that are congruent with where we want to be. I am worthy of success. I attract success. I am a good person. Good things come to me. I attract people into my life who uplift and assist me and help me become the person that I want to be. When you start to reprogram your life and reprogram how you feel about yourself, to create that sense of worthiness, that sense of goodness, that sense of entitlement, that you are entitled to great wealth, you're entitled to joy, you're entitled to abundance. Create that sense of entitlement and let that energy radiate and attract into your space the people, the resources, the activities, everything you need to get anything you want. That's your message for today. Drop the anchor that's holding you back by reprogramming your consciousness of what you're worthy of, who you are, and what you feel you deserve. I deserve good things. I deserve abundance. When you can do that, you'll create that new mind that disconnects that negative anchor, that disconnects whatever's been holding you back. It may not happen overnight, but I'll tell you this, if you can do it consistently for 21 days to create a new habit, that new habit will then create the new you. One of the great men said, in the beginning we create our habits, but in the end our habits create us. So create the new habit of you, always knowing that you can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire always knowing that the best is yet to come. Be sure to visit our website, herbertharris.com. Get a copy of our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and be sure to schedule a success consultation. I want to speak directly to you. When you go to herbertharris.com, click on Schedule a Success Consultation so that we can connect and I can share with you some thoughts that can help you be, do, and have all that you desire. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening today. Please share this and make some comments on it. Once we post it, please make comments and share it with a bunch of people. Let's take this message to the world. If you think it is valuable to help you, think of all the other people out there who need to hear this message. All right, folks, have a great, magnificent day. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. Dr. Harris here.